Hello and welcome to the Reasons I'm Broke podcast, bringing you the reasons we're broke, ranging from comic books, movies, TV, video games, and more. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Daniel.
And this week's episode is brought to you by MetroCon. It is a convention in Tampa from July 11th through the 13th. Got some great guests, great artists, a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is a convention based on anime. There's a couple of comic book things, but it is mainly an anime convention. So if you're big on the voice actors and everything, this is definitely a convention you want to go to. They've also got, like you mentioned, some great artists on there, local artists that you can hire, and they have their own prints as well. So if you want a personalized art, they're there for that. Otherwise, usually they're bigger drawings. For example, when we got the Batman holding the balloons print, hanging up in our kitchen now, but like something that's very popular to that particular artist, they'll have prints of it. So definitely check out Artist Alley at MetroCon. All the guests are amazing. We'll cover the next guest that we liked on this episode. And again, you can get your tickets at metroconventions.com.
For any new listeners, we are part of the Nerd Up Media Network. You can head on over to nerdupmedia.com. You can find a link for everywhere that we are listed. You can listen to us through any of those direct links. You can also listen to some of our brother and sister shows.
Yeah, these include the Lazy Gaming guys, who are going to do a full extensive coverage on MetroCon, as well as the Read Pile. They do comic book podcasts. Those Two Jerks, which is a nerd wrestling sport podcast, and then Bacon in the Oven, which is a bacon blog. But for that, again, new listeners, we do normally cover our news, ranging from comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. And then we jump into our read list, or our pull list for the week. This week we've got one Marvel book and about 4 DC books, but we'll cover that after our bit of news here, which is going to kick off with Sailor Moon Crystal.
Yes, premiered on Hulu. This is a Sailor Moon show based off of the manga. Brand new and amazing.
Just went up this morning, actually.
Yes, and of course we had to watch it while we're eating breakfast, eating our eggs and our nasty green smoothie crap that I have to eat. But really, really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, the animation looked amazing. The voice work sounded almost exactly like the same from the ones that you saw on Hulu. I think with Sailor Moon Crystal up now, I'm going to completely ignore the older show. Like I mentioned, you mainly liked it for the nostalgia factor. I wasn't really a fan of it. But this newer one, it's a little bit funnier.
I agree, and I'm hoping that we see more character development with her. One thing that you pointed out that I do like is when Tuxedo Mask is going to save her, you see him like creeping into things. He doesn't just show up like, oh, do this. Okay, bye.
And you said it is based on the manga instead of an actual remake of the anime. So there are newer scenes in there. I think it's more important to have those newer scenes that they did include because it helps give the viewers the history of who these two reincarnated characters or heroes or whatever are. Again, I don't know too much about Sailor Moon, but I'm already starting to pick up on exactly how the mythology works in the Sailor Moon universe.
That's good. I'm really glad they're making this. And it's Sailor V, not Sailor 5. So
I did call her Sailor 5.
Like all the time, and I correct you all the time. And you go, who's Sailor 5?
And then you said, she is the 5th Sailor Moon. I'm like, so then she is Sailor 5. She's not the 5th
Sailor Moon. She's the 5th Sailor.
Okay,
there's
the 5th
only
Sailor.
One Sailor Moon, and then you have Sailor Mercury,
okay,
and
Sailor
Mars,
2, Sailor 3,
and Jupiter,
Sailor 4,
and then Venus.
Sailor 5. It makes sense.
Sailor V. You did miss out on your Sailor Moon.
Yeah, in between the breaks, the commercial breaks. They don't have that anymore, so I have Kelly there to do it for me.
I do. Every break.
Some Pokemon news, actually. Pokemon Symphonic Evolution's Orchestral Concert Tour has been announced. The first performance will take place on August 15th in Washington, D.C.
Tickets will range between $50 and $83. This will feature music from each of the main handheld Pokemon games.
More dates and locations will be announced on PokemonSymphony.com. So if you don't live in the Washington, D.C. area, just stay tuned. Hopefully it goes near you.
Let's just road trip.
Just road trip and another
just
commentary
drive,
episode for
yes,
the Brocats?
Exactly. Let's just drive across the whole country to see this. I would do it.
I do like that it is all of the main handheld games, so it ranges all the way from Red and Blue to the current X and Y. Nothing from Ruby and Sapphire, the new Ruby and Sapphire game yet, but I'm sure when they do cover the older Ruby and Sapphire games, it'll just be the remixed, newer songs coming from the new game this year.
I would probably cry if I heard them play.
Which one, the main ones? Or?
It's the Pokemon Center. I'm riding my bicycle.
Speaking of Pokemon Center, PokemonCenter.com will officially launch on August 6th, so that's about 4 weeks from now. This site will offer Pokemon merchandise previously only available in Japan.
Yes, the reasons I'm broke right here, bitches. They currently available. They have Evolution Charms for $23.92, worth it. A Pikachu plush for $12.99. Why haven't I bought 12? And a Mewtwo tumbler at $17.50. I should drink more coffee.
You should. So these are the 3 things that are available as like a pre-order type of thing, like an early deal to show that these are things that normally weren't in the US. Now you can get them.
Awesome.
Mega Charizard, Mega Venusaur, and Mega Blastoise are 3 that I absolutely want to get once this site goes up next month.
I want to get... Have you ever seen the Pikachu coffee cup where he holds his tail to sip?
I have not.
I want that. And I want... They have a Pikachu pots and pans set. And would I ever use it? No, but I really want it.
There's also that Pikachu Ditto plush.
Yes, I need that too. Is that up there
yet? Got the Ditto
yet?
eyes. No, it's not. Just those 3 things are available right now.
I need all 3 of those things right now.
Let me bring down your high here, your Pokemon high,
No,
with
please don't.
some sad Batman news. Bob Hastings passed away on July 2nd, so a couple of days ago, after losing his 15-year battle with prostate cancer. His work includes The Duke of Hazzard, Murder, She Wrote, Remington Steele, and, to us, Commissioner Gordon on Batman the Animated Series, The New Adventures of Batman, Gotham Girls, Superman the Animated Series, and Static Shock.
This is so sad because it's just another one who won't be in your animated series remake.
Reboot, yeah. Bob Hastings was 89 when he passed away.
He was still pretty old, so good for him.
Yeah, it's like I was telling a couple of the regulars at the comic book shop that I work at, it's such a shitty year for Batman the Animated Series fans because we've lost Alfred and Gordon at this point, but it's also a great year because they're bringing out this merchandise again for Batman the Animated Series, like Mask of the Phantasm and the show itself. So it's kind of like, it's like a give and take. Like, oh, you're happy? You're happy that you're getting this cool merchandise, these cool action figures? Well, now this guy's fucking dead, and now this guy's fucking dead.
Who's killing them?
Time. Time is killing them. There needs to be a Batman villain that just uses time, not the Clock King.
Oh, come on.
Someone cooler than the Clock King. A new 52 Clock King. And then Batman has to stop him so all these guys stop fucking dying. Batman needs to hold their hand on the swing in that Justice League episode.
Someday it's going to be Conroy.
Yes, it will. And that's when there will be no Batman anymore. Like any movie Batman, any TV show Batman. Okay, so they're all bat fake. All of them. All of them are bat fake. All of them are discount Batman,
Aww.
Diet Batman. We're going to come up with names for each of
Batman.
them. Yeah. Just all these fake names for these replacements.
A little bit of lighter news. Something really cool that we got this past week was the Harley Quinn Batman black and white statue. We did do an unboxing for this up on YouTube. Talked about it a little bit, but we'd like to share our thoughts with you guys right now too.
Yeah, if you want to check out the video now, head on over to YouTube, type in Harley Quinn black and white statue, The Reasons I'm Broke. You can also search for the channel and just click on the unboxings playlist. It'll be right at the very top. But we do want to give some extensive thought on the actual statue itself. It originally debuted at $80. As I mentioned before, I do work at a comic book shop, and when we checked on eBay the day before it even released, those things were already going for $125.
Amazing.
We didn't get as many as we needed, as many as we
You
ordered,
never
actually.
do.
I think we ordered 13 for the store. I think we only got 9 or something. Those things were all gone. Whatever extras hit the shelves in 2 days.
Wow.
Gone.
Amazing.
So if you check out the unboxing, you can see how amazing this Batman black and white statue really is. What did you think of it? What do you want to share that we haven't shared yet on the video?
Oh, I don't know. It was great. Amazing to see my Harley.
Mm-hmm.
It's not this new 52. I'm in a corset and tiny shorts and my hair and skin are dyed now. It's original Harley. Beyond that, it's Bruce Timm Harley.
Right.
Which is great.
Yeah, you don't see Bruce Timm. We haven't seen a Bruce Timm black and white ever since that Batman one came out.
I keep trying to find that for you on eBay. It's $400. It's not going to happen.
Insane. I can't even imagine what this Harley Quinn's going to be in 4 years. But in case you did miss out on this statue, they are coming out with a second production of the Harley Quinn statue. It won't be exactly the same. Their colors are a little bit different. They're lighter instead of the blacks. It's like a light gray. And then the white, of course, is the same, but I think the colors are also inverted on the base itself. This is to differentiate which version you got, a first production or a second production. They're still going to be numbered, I think 5,200. We're still going to try to get some for the store. But if you did miss out on it and you don't want to pay through the nose on eBay, check with your local comic book shop, see if you can get on the list for the second production of the Harley Quinn statues. This
week we also saw first images of Superman in Batman vs. Superman. And he's pretty gay.
Why do you say that?
Because he's, like, holding Batman.
Well, no. You're talking about the image that they sent us on Twitter.
No. That's the real image. The one that they put up, they just photoshopped Batman out.
They didn't want to give away too much of the marketing,
exactly.
Right? I do want to give credit to fellow listener Broquette at IrishOnFire31 for sending that picture over to us on Twitter at Reasons I'm Broke. We were cracking up.
I don't remember where I was when I got that picture, but I laughed out loud, so I'm sure I got some funny looks. It was wonderful.
We won't play the Superman Loves Batman theme song yet because we did have the actual official Superman Loves Batman book in our pull list this week. But as far as the costume on Superman, it does look almost the same as the one on Man of Steel. A little bit darker colors on his costume, but I think it's just the image itself because Superman is in the rain at night on a rooftop thinking about Batman.
Yeah, of course. He also, and again, it may just be how they took the image, but it looks like he's more jaded, like not as hopeful. The S doesn't mean hope anymore. It means shame or something. I don't know.
There's also rumors that Amanda Waller might be in the movie.
Interesting.
I hope it's Tubbo's Amanda Waller, not the New
too.
52 Amanda Waller. Original Amanda.
Oprah Winfrey. Can Oprah Winfrey play Amanda Waller?
She can.
Because that would be perfect.
I guess.
Perfect.
I don't think I could come up... Maybe someone from Orange is the New Black could be Amanda Waller. One of them. I'm sure one of them fits the bill. DC has also announced 2 new Batman ongoing titles. So before, because I know people are going to do it, they're going to say, great, more Batman books. Our reaction is...
Great, more Batman books.
Here's the reason why they keep making these Batman series. Because when they make books like The Movement, when they make books like Green Team Teen Trillionaires, people don't buy it. When they give you new characters, people don't buy it. People don't support it. And the stories are good too. It's not like, oh, this is a piece of shit book. It's a fun book, especially The Movement. I think you like Teen Trillionaires more. I like The Movement more. At the end of the day, we both enjoyed both of them. So here's why there's more Batman books. They sell. The first one is Gotham Academy. The quote is, features new characters and old, plus a secret tie to Gotham's past. It'll focus on the students of Gotham Academy, which is actually being supported by Bruce Wayne.
So here you have your new characters and your Batman title together. Hopefully it'll sell. I'm not seeing it sell as well as this next one we got to talk about, though. The next one is called Arkham Manor. The quote is, when catastrophe strikes Arkham Asylum, where will Gotham City house the world's most dangerous criminals? And when inmates are found murdered, what is Batman prepared to do in search of justice?
This is the one that people were most excited for.
Yeah.
When I told subscribers as well at the comic book shop about these 2 titles and what they're about, none of them said anything about Gotham Academy. Granted, they were older men, so it's not a book aimed towards them.
No, they just didn't want to be like, high schoolers. Okay, I'll pick up that one.
Arkham Manor is the one that they enjoyed the most because it's Batman. From the rumors, it's Batman housing criminals in his own manor.
That's so cool.
Like if that's gonna be the revolving door, I'm gonna be the guard. Then I'm gonna take care of things on my own. Try to get past me. Done. The most secure Arkham Asylum ever.
Ever. That's pretty amazing. I think, okay, now this just may be because I've read manga for 3 weeks. But if they make Arkham Academy like a manga with a love story and like crazy high school drama, I'd read it. I'd be all over that shit.
I think you're gonna like Gotham Academy more than I am, and I'm gonna like Arkham Manor more.
Probably.
But yeah, we're gonna actually pick up on both. So like you mentioned, the first title, Gotham Academy, here's your new character set in the Batman universe, though. That way there's like that tie-in, that hook for most readers. I like Batman, I'll give this a shot. So if anything, the first couple of issues will sell pretty well, and hopefully people will stay subscribed on the title if it's actually good. But we'll definitely review it once it comes out.
Yep, and both of these will actually be a part of the New 52 continuity.
Right, and they're not weeklies. We do have to say that. They're not going to be weeklies.
Even the weekly writers are like, I don't have time for this, guys.
Ain't nobody got time for that. It's like a year-old reference.
But it's still valid. Everyone knows that one, and everyone knows...
Bed Intruder?
Yeah. Another book that DC has announced. Deathstroke will return in his second New 52 ongoing series on October 22nd. It will be written by Tony S. Daniel with art by Tony S. Daniel and Sandu Florea.
Yeah, Deathstroke is really hot right now with the video games, the TV show, rumors of a movie, a Suicide Squad movie now with Amanda Waller in the new Batman vs. Superman movie. And also with the Arkham Asylum movie. I believe he might be featured in that. If not, he was definitely in the Son of Batman movie recently. Very heavy emphasis on Deathstroke in that.
Nah. Not really a big Deathstroke fan. I mean, I see why people are, but not me. No thanks, guys.
Yeah, from what I read on the first trade, I wasn't really enjoying it. But I do know that there are a ton of Deathstroke fans out there. They do enjoy this character that's just killing everything and everyone. But then there's that underlying like hurt behind it all that's actually motivating him with his kids and blah, blah, blah.
Maybe, he had kids. Never mind. You had me up until he had kids. And I'm like, whoa. No, thank you.
But we will give it a shot. That and the new Suicide Squad, which comes out next week, features Deathstroke as well as Joker's daughter, but also still Harley Quinn.
What? I thought we were never picking up one of her books again.
It's not her book. It's Amanda Waller's book.
Wait, what's going to happen with Joker's daughter and Harley? If they ignore that, I'm going to be really unhappy.
Yeah, that would not make sense. Those two need to fight, and then Harley Quinn needs to just kill her off. Yeah.
And then Harley needs to put on her old costume.
New 52, Harley Quinn.
Yes.
We did have a question from Twitter. @JJordan584 asked, I know you usually ask the questions, but I wanted to see your answers. What DC character would have what Pokemon? That is a great question.
It's a great question.
If you want to ask us a question, go ahead and head on over to Twitter @ReasonsI'mBroke. It's going to be hard to top this one, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's start with the first one. Batman.
So we do the Justice League?
Yeah,
We're going to do Batman. All right. I think he'd be Umbreon.
I was going to say Zubat.
Zubatman.
It's the best trailer ever.
So you think Zubat, I think Umbreon because of the dark powers. He'd be able to hide in the darkness way easier with Umbreon. What's Zubat going to
do? Just
distract them the entire time. Yeah. Criminals would never get anything done because they would keep running into Zubats.
But his cave is just full of Zubats. He lives in Dark Cave. Hated that cave.
So Zubat and then Umbreon. What about Superman?
A love disc.
A love disc. See, I was gonna say like Jigglypuff. I don't.
I think love disc is a little gayer. It's just a giant heart with lips. Like, really.
What about Cyborg? I say Mega Magneton.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I guess I could go with that. I was thinking one of, like, the actual robots. They have a lot of robots now.
They do.
Like the Reggies, those were all robots.
They were.
What's the other robot? The one with the rocket feet we saw in that movie.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but it's like it looks kind of like a rock monster thing with rockets.
He would have Rotom.
Rotom, yeah, I could definitely see Rotom. Because that thing could
actually go into computers. Boom.
True. Done. All right, Rotom, Cyborg, agreed.
Cool. Okay, Wonder Woman.
Is there really a patriotic Pokemon?
Is Wonder Woman
something
really
with stars?
Patriotic?
No, she's got the blue shorts with the stars and then the red.
Yeah, but she's Amazonian.
All right, well, who would you say would be Wonder Woman's Pokemon?
I don't even know. She wouldn't have time for Pokemon. She'd be like, eh.
Is there a Pokemon with a rope at all? Or a lasso?
Probably. There's like 700 Pokemon.
I'd say Tangela, because Tangela is the closest thing to having a lasso of truth.
I wouldn't go with Tangela.
Just slap a tiara on Tangela and you're good. Or you can say Jinx. I'm sure Jinx can use her hair to grab people.
I would have to think about Wonder Woman a little bit. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Green Lantern?
Yeah, we can do Green Lantern.
Which Green Lantern?
I would say either Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart.
Oh, man. Jon Stewart would have a fight in Pokemon, like...
Hitmonchan?
Yeah. Or Hitmonlee, because he's in the war. Hal Jordan would have something stupid to pick up ladies.
Yeah.
Like a Pikachu.
Probably a Pikachu, yeah.
He'd pick up ladies with the Pikachu.
I was also going to say Alakazam, because that's the closest you get to, like, someone making something to pick something up or to fight someone with.
But, like, I don't pick a ginger Pokemon because I'm a ginger. I pick a Pokemon that's going to match my personality. Like Superman and Love Disc. Perfect.
So is that all of them you can think of? I think someone like Sinestro would have a ghost Pokemon like Gengar.
Yeah, Gengar would be really cool. Or that, what's that weird thing with the big mouth on his tummy?
Oh, I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about. Either one of them. I'd say Gengar, because imagine a Mega Gengar as a member of the Sinestro Corps.
That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
That'd be cooler than the angry cat. Aquaman.
Okay, Lapras. Or Wailord.
Wailord.
Wailord?
Yes, Wailord. Because then you could ride him like... Because Lapras doesn't go underwater.
She goes underwater.
You know, it just sits on top of the water.
All the time, just sits on top of the water.
Yeah, it doesn't go underwater.
Doesn't use deep dive, doesn't use... just use surf.
Yep.
That's it.
Just sits on top of the water.
So Aquaman is Wailord.
I think that's it for the Justice League, isn't it? That was an awesome question.
Yeah, it was a great question.
Now I'm going to have to go through the Sewer King. Who would he have? Is there an alligator Pokemon?
Yeah, it's the Krokorok. Yeah.
Cracker.
The one that said cracker in the anime.
Racist.
And before we jump into comics this week, we are going to cover a MetroCon guest that will be there this weekend, July 11th through the 13th.
Excuse me if I mispronounce her name, but it's Hynden Walsh. She is the voice actor for Princess Bubblegum on Adventure Time, and my favorite, Starfire on Teen Titans.
I'm sure she's on a ton of other shows, but these are the two main ones that people, at least our age, know her from. She will be there, so you can have an Adventure Time comic signed by her, or your Teen Titans DVDs, or Adventure Time DVDs, really. I'm sure she's awesome. We haven't met her yet. Mm-hmm. Definitely someone we'd want to meet. You can meet her at MetroCon, and you can get your tickets at metroconventions.com.
And with that, we can move into our comics this week. Very short week, only about 5 books. We're going to start out with Marvel. We have Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man number 3. This is written by Brian Michael Bendis, art by David Marquez, and colorist is Justin Posner.
This sets up the fight between Miles Morales and Green Goblin, the villain that killed Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, about 2 years ago.
Spooky Green Goblin. I was reading this, I'm like, what's going on?
Is this your first time seeing
the
Ultimate Green Goblin?
I didn't know. I was like, where's his mask? Why is he Etrigan?
Yeah, it's part of the Ultimate Universe change where what they did is they tried to update the characters, kind of like, I guess sort of like the TMNT is doing with Shredder and the Turtles, where they make them bigger and all that. I don't know what you're
talking about.
But for the Green Goblin, they made it so that he actually physically changes his form and everything and has superpowers.
He's Etrigan.
Is essentially Etrigan, yeah. So Green Goblin he's got the horns, he's big, he's kind of like the Incredible Hulk, and the main thing too is he can throw fireballs at you and he can burn your face if he grabs onto it, which is what he does to a character in this book.
Yeah, that's horrible. I thought it was pretty good though. We had some pretty big drama right in the beginning of this, which they led up to in the last book. If you know what we're talking about, Miles... Oh wait, you'll read it.
You'll definitely read it, especially the very first person that goes on over to marvel.com/redeem and puts in the following code, brought to you by MetroCon. Just put in the code and you can read this digitally on your iPad, iDevice, Android phone, or on your computer.
The code is FMDL0MNNTTZQ6. There were a lot of letters that sounded similar in that, so punch them in real quick. You'll probably mess up the first time.
With that, we can move on to our DC books. The first one being Batman 66 Meets The Green Hornet number 2 of 6. It's written by Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman, with art by Ty Templeton, who we adore, and colors by Tony Avina.
The whole time I'm reading this, I'm looking at Gum Man and just thinking of Cum Man, because he told me that's what it was really supposed to be.
Right. So now, because of Kevin Smith's, filthy mind, now it's Cum Man, and he comes all over Batman and Robin and the Green Hornet.
It was so gross. I really like this one. I'm getting into it a little bit more than I did with the last one. It's interesting to see how these two different groups of heroes deal with the same problem.
Yeah, because again, I didn't watch too much of the Green Hornet, but in this one they do come off as this like criminal duo or whatever, but really they're actually doing this for justice. Sort of like Batman, who's a vigilante, but he kind of puts himself off as the hero. But the Green Hornet, he wants Batman and Robin to think that he and Bruce Lee are actually criminals.
Bruce Lee. That's kind of racist.
Kato, right?
Kato. I was going to call him Toto, so I'm glad you remembered his name.
So Bruce Lee. But in this issue, do have the introduction of one of Batman's biggest villains.
Yes.
Brought into this comic, so it really raises the stakes for everyone involved. Was this your pick of the week?
Nope.
All
Wasn't
right.
your pick of the week either.
Move on to the next one.
Next one is Batman Superman number 12, aka Superman Loves Batman number 12. This one's written by Greg Pak, art by Jay Lee, and colorist is Jason Wright.
I'm assuming that's a newer villain. I'm not sure. That was introduced in this book, in this series, but
Yeah,
it's
it was.
kind of like... So it is a newer villain?
No, you don't remember her? Oh, probably.
She might be a New 52 villain. I'm not sure. If she's not, correct us. But she basically can time travel and can bring Batman and Superman to a time and a period where they could have made some significant change, and that's what this book was. It's kind of a time travel story, but it also confirms everything that happened in the previous issues. Like, why did the Huntress and Power Girl end up in the New 52 universe? Well, you find out here. So it's filling in some of the gaps in the series, which was a little bit confusing at first, but with this issue, it answers a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they took a break just to tell everyone, okay, this is what happened, don't be confused anymore, and in issue 13, we can move forward now.
I thought it was a good story, though. It was interesting to see, the demon character points out, these are a harder Batman and Superman. So she takes them and puts them in this situation thinking they'll be ruthless, and they make the same decisions that their counterparts did.
This also brings us to the Superman Loves Batman moment of the week theme song.
This was your Superman Loves Batman moment? Because this wasn't my Superman Loves Batman moment.
Yours is for a different book?
Yeah, sure is.
See, for this one, it was really because Superman is just pondering that moment when they both first met when they were younger. And one of the lines is, he's like, we were young, maybe 5 years ago, meeting for the first time. I thought you were, And then I'm like, what is he going to say?
And he was going to say many things.
And instead, Greg Pak wrote, madman. You're a madman.
Instead of a god. The most beautiful creature I'd ever seen. A dream come true.
And the whole time he's just like, we were facing older versions of ourselves together.
Handsomer versions of ourselves.
Also near the end of the book, when they're interacting again, and he's touching Batman and is trying to comfort him because Batman made a decision in this that he swore he would not make, but he ended up doing it anyway. And Batman says, I'm sorry. And Superman says, don't be. I kind of like it when my friends turn out to be human. And he has his hand on Batman. I'm like, this is the most Superman Loves Batman issue this week.
It's not. I don't know.
It absolutely is.
I don't know why you're saying that. It's not at all.
But yeah, we both enjoyed the book. Also, if you like the different Earths in the DC Universe, they do make an appearance in this. So I'll pick it up for that.
Our next book is Superman Unchained number 7, written by Scott Snyder, with art by Jim Lee and Scott Williams, and colorist is Alex Sinclair. We finally get to see the almost conclusion of Wraith and Lois Lane's Psycho Father, and Superman being gay for Batman, and the Earthstone. There was a lot in this book.
Yeah, it's written really well by Scott Snyder. The way he transitions between the action scenes is amazing. It happens every single time. It reflects on what just happened in the previous panel, even though it's switching over to a completely different location, completely different characters. So it goes between the fight between Wraith and Batman to the fight between Superman and General Lane. But it does it so smoothly that you're just flipping the page as quickly as possible because you really want to see what happens next. So in this book, you're going to get the confrontation between Batman and Wraith. Batman being a fucking badass.
Yes.
And then Superman dealing with General Lane and the rest of his army. So the smaller problem, really.
Superman was great, though. I don't really want to spoil the ending, but when he goes back to confront Wraith, it's all because of Batman. If Batman wasn't there, his entrance would not have been what it was.
Get away from my man!
Yeah, see, look at him. He's so pissed.
And what's he saying?
How dare you go after what's mine? I will destroy you!
Good thing Batman is in this, because otherwise, I don't know if Superman would be able to defeat Wraith on his own.
He wouldn't be, because he wouldn't be angry enough. Batman was such a badass in this, though. Like, he knew Superman loved him enough to come after him.
He did. And what was the line that you really enjoyed where Wraith said Superman is not here or something like that?
I blocked some signal or something so that Superman can't get there. And Batman's like, good. Then he can't save you.
I was like, oh!
Batman's gonna kick your ass, motherfucker!
So my pick of the week, your pick of the week. Everyone should pick this up, even though the next issue probably won't be out for a couple of months.
Horrible.
It's still worth the read.
Well, they have to cultivate that Superman love for Batman.
So they have one super issue.
Yes.
Superman unchains his love of Batman. So the last book we're going to cover this week is Tiny Titans Return to the Treehouse #2, written by Art Baltazar and Franco, with full art by Art Baltazar.
I think you like their stuff more than I do.
I definitely do.
I think it's cute, but there's not enough content in it for me to really keep me interested.
Yeah, the thing about Tiny Titans is it is a book for kids. It's not for people our age, really. I do catch some references here and there because I do listen to the Oh Yeah podcast. So you do see here things like Oh Yeah Comics. It's like, okay, so you know what that is. And little references to like Sasquatch and whatnot. But as far as...
the Gucci Nana.
Gucci Nana. But as far as the book itself, it's $2.99. It's great for kids. There's little puzzles in there. It's simple enough to read. Big words. Plot simple. I think there's like 3 little stories in there. But as far as like a regular reader, someone like us, if you're not a huge fan of Art Baltazar and Franco, I guess I would say pass on it. I still really enjoyed it. It doesn't sound like you did as much.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I'm reading this. I'm like, when are Starfire and Robin going to get together already? But they're not, because it's a kid's book.
And that will do it for our comics this week. Our pick of the week for both of us was Superman Unchained #7.
And our, I guess, sort of past the week was Teen Titans.
Tiny Titans, oh yeah, I guess for you. I wouldn't pass on it, but I enjoy, if we had to pick one, I guess Tiny Titans. If you want to answer our question of the week, actually Josh's question of the week yourself, if you found that certain DC characters may have had a better Pokemon than the one that we picked, which DC character would have which Pokemon? Find us on Twitter at Reasons I'm Broke.
You can also answer us on Facebook. Just search The Reasons I'm Broke. Like us, and we post lots of stuff there. You can interact with us. It's a great way to get in contact.
Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes and leave us a review. It helps other people find us and moves us up higher on those charts.
And for a great location where you can find everywhere we are, head over to nerdofmedia.com. You can click on The Reasons I'm Broke and just click any icon for where you want to find us.
Thank you so much for listening, Brokettes. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Kelly.
See you next week.